First thing you do, so what do we teach? This is the 2-point stance, then the 3-point stance. And then we got the 2-step drill and the 6-step come-off drill, okay? Now, the four steps that we're going to emphasize are lead. No, you can't see it? Nope. I'm sorry, my bad. Lead, down, zone, and pull, okay? And I'm sure there's some other steps, but you know, that pretty much covers them for us. You know, at Miami, we're a zone team and a gap team, okay? And all gap blocking is in and up, going inside to the football. You know, and all zone blocking is out and up, going to the outside number of the defender. Okay? So I'm going to work my right foot and my left foot, transferring of weight. Now this is something that I've figured out in the last 4 years, and it's driving me out of my mind. Okay? Every day, nowadays with the computer, now just think about it. You know, with these Pinnacle systems, you actually get off the field, and by the time you're showered, you just go up and you sit down there and you got 9-on-9, which is like a half-line drill of 7-on-7 with the offensive lineman in there. Then you got inside run, and you got blitz drill, and you got team drill, and it's all carved up, and you just put it out right on your computer. And you're sitting there watching, you know? And you're sitting there looking at it, and you're going, wow, that's phenomenal that you could do that. So all that shit's getting filmed. And then we do this one drill, and it's hard for me to get to it, but I think it's one of the most important things we do, is we just line up the offensive line against the defensive line, and we work all our combinations. You know, we'll go backside scoops, front side reach blocks, we'll work one-on-ones, we'll work down and arounds, we'll work everything we can. Any kind of tight end tackles, guard centers, all the combination blocks. And here's the biggest problem we're having at the University of Miami. The number one problem is that we practice all these steps. Now watch, and I get them to do it. Before we get in our stance, I get them to do it with their hands on their hips. And we'll go lead. And here's what I want you to do. I don't want you stepping there on a lead. I want you small steps. So we're going to go 1, 2, get both feet in the ground. That's lead step. Lead, I'm going forward. That's all I'm doing. We'll use that on mash blocks where we're coming back, we're veering back to somebody, where I want to anchor this guy. We'll lead. Okay? Now zone, to me, is just like a power. It's an out and up or an in and up. So if I'm going right foot, I'm going to get my eyes to the target, which is the outside, the shoulder, or I've heard some guys go armpit or whatever. You better get your eyeballs to this side of that man. Okay? In order to do that, you got to do this. 1, 2, and get your body over there into that track. I call it going from track 1 to track 2. So you got lead and you got zone. Then you got a down block, okay? Everybody does these. If coach here was a 3 technique and I was the center, I was the left tackle, and he's a 3 technique, and this is the left guard standing next to me, I'm going to down block this guy, and then we're either going to kick or wrap around for the linebacker, whatever you're going to do. So everybody's going to down block in almost any offense you're in, okay? So, and all that is to me is the same as a lead step, only now my goal line is at a 45-degree angle, okay? And the biggest problems you get on that down block, on that down step, is the twirl in with the foot. The foot twirls in like that because you're not pushing off the opposite foot. So you want to get the foot in the ground, and then you want to have a base when you hit it, okay? And I want to be going right there at that guy. And I want to do those 2 steps, so here's what we're doing. Right foot, I'm just using a whistle sometimes, cadence other times. 1, 2, come on back. 1, 2, come on back. 1, 2, down block, come on back. And then pull, I want them to throw their elbow, and gain target, gain ground to the target, push off the opposite foot. 1, 2, and that's what I'm like. So now we're going right foot, we'll do it with hands on hips. Right foot, left foot. 2 steps, right foot, left foot. I'll get them down in their 2-point stance. Right foot, left foot. I'll keep doing it all day. It's like a band marching, okay? Now, the point I was making is, when I started, you just don't have enough time to get through all this film. Because they're filming everything but you scratching your balls when you're at practice. They're filming everything that you do. And I can't get to this, and I finally started watching because I was so frustrated that here's what all my offensive linemen are doing. I got I'm doing all the drills, and I'm working going forward. I'm working this, I'm going forward. You gotta go forward, you can't go. The only time I tell my guys to give ground is if I'm a left tackle, and I got a guy out in space. I'll give ground only to get ground. That's the only time I don't want to give ground. If I'm in a run blocking, I'll tell my guys, unless we're doing a draw, every single run we run at Miami, we're trying to go off the ball. And until you get it committed, until you get your kids committed to stepping forward, and it sounds so easy, and all your drills are doing it, and then as soon as you get into a inside run drill or a combination block drill, this is their steps, side to side. I call it the Karate Kid movie, you know what I mean? A little side to side, side to side. I got this guy, and now I'm going like this, no, side to side. It makes me sick. I'm talking 325 pounders going side to side, because they have made up their mind that I've got the snap count, but I'm a little nervous about getting my head to the play side number, so I'm not going to come off the ball and hit him in the target. I want your eyes right there, and I want you going forward. Do I want you going forward a lot? No. And you know what the biggest reason they can't do it is? Because they're worried about that guy moving on. Because everybody's moving defenses now. Everybody's pinching, gap stunting. How our defense coordinator, Randy Shannon, this guy's unbelievable. He used to go 8 practices and just tell you how, oh, I'm just going to play the 2 fronts, you know? He said, we just had 3 practices, and he didn't have one vanilla front the entire, everything's gap, pinch, boom, blitzes, double mix, combos, cross blitzes, you know? So as soon as they run that shit, and your kid's coming off the ball, if he misses, he panics. So he figures, I'm going to be better off if I just step to the side, or step backwards, which is even worse. And I'm telling you, this is what I figured out. Their D-line coach, Greg Marks, our D-line coach, all he's teaching that kid is to do is read that hat, read the football, and they're not really reading it, they're just listening to the quarterback who's going on 1 all the time. So, you know. He's coming off the ball, and he's lined up all sides. He's a cheating motherfucker, too, anyway. Lined up all sides. So, and all that guy's doing is shooting his hands and driving his hips off the field. And you're doing this to him. Or you're doing sideways. You think you're going forward, but the film doesn't lie. You're going sideways. You're the Karate Kid, you know, side to side, okay? And I told him, please figure this shit out. Just get, and I don't want a lot forward. I just want to hell, I'll take half the foot. Just move the pitch forward, okay? Because I swear to you, if you do this in football, these get locked out and he gets moved off the ball, okay? You'll hit him before he hits you because you know the cadence, and you'll move him up. And you don't have to move him a lot. Hey, we get some shitty players, we'll just blow the guy off the ball back over there to that desk, you know? And that just means he's a shitty player. You get a good player, move him this much, and you're doing something good in offense, I guarantee you. And that's how you got to judge yourself, is how you're doing it against good people, okay? So now we go to a 3-point, and we go 2 steps. Same drill. Use a whistle, use cadence. Use a whistle, use cadence. Demand quickness. Now what are you saying while all this is going on? Step forward. That's what I'm saying. No Karate Kids. Okay? Eyes down, pads up. Pardon me. Pads down, eyes up. I'm losing my mind. Pads down, eyes up. Because that's the next thing that happens. If you don't use shoots and boards, and if you don't constantly hit low, this is what I figured out. I can hit you low. If you're a 320 pound, you know, I mean, think about the ass whoopings that, as an offensive line coach, I've taken at the University of Miami, okay? We've got Warren Sapp, Cortez Kennedy, Jerome Brown, holy shit, so many of them. Orion Harris now is just wreaking havoc and spitting on me every day, okay? He's just whipping our ass, okay? So many of them have been through our place just kicking your ass, and they're the guys that you better be ready to deal with. You better be ready to deal with those 2 inside guys, because we're going to have great athletes outside. They're going to re-rep their receivers. And if you can't mess with those guys and establish some sort of running game, they're going to humble you. And I've been humbled so much. Every spring, I'm close to, I haven't broke yet, but I'm close to turning to drink. I tell my guys all the time, Jack Daniels, I'm going to go to the whole 9 yards, because we just get killed. I mean, we get killed. If we have a modicum of success, it's 1 day out of 15 is good for us and Miami. We're just getting our ass kicked. But when we're doing this drill, it's amazing when the human being gets in front of you that now all the drills you've done, now you're not doing it. You're not stepping forward. And the only thing I can figure is he's concerned that that guy might pinch on him. And you know what pisses me off? Most of our blocking schemes are combination blocks or zone blocks. So that tells me that you're not only not confident in yourself, you're not confident in the guy next to you. You don't think he's going to cover your ass. If I step correctly and feed him in there on a zone block, I should be able to cover that guy, you know, with the guy next to me. So that's all the more reason that you want to teach him to get off the ball. Go forward, get off the ball. Tell him to go forward. And not big steps, small steps. So now we're getting a two-step drill. And now we'll do left. And what I do in a two-step drill is just go 1, 2, come on back. Get back in your stance. 1, 2, and I'm winding up my hands, but 1, 2, shoot the hands. Down and in. Shoot the hands. Shoot the hands. Down and in. Squeeze the elbows. Shoot the hands down and in. Don't lead with the hands. That's once we taught extension of the arms in football, everybody wants to hit with the hands. The hands come with the face. And I know you're not supposed to teach, but I don't teach shoulder block, and I don't believe in that nonsense. I don't believe your shoulder's going to get involved, but I don't tell anybody to go hit with your shoulder, because that shoulder's going to get tore off. I tell people to hit right with the eyeballs and their hands, because if those two objects hit the guy at the same time, and you extend the hips, now the whole body's working together, and you're protecting yourself. Okay? Look the block in. Now you're doing this drill, and I'm telling them, don't show me your numbers. Pads down, eyes up, small steps, push off the opposite foot, give me a good stance. Everything's facing the goal line. All the same things, all day long, you're teaching the same shit. You know, did you turn? Turning, I hate turning. Okay, remember we talked about the compass, okay? In the compass, okay, it tells me if I hit a guy and I start to do this, I gotta correct it, you know, so we do refit drills, okay, which I'll get into. But you really want to make sure you're emphasizing the same stuff all the time. And if you're with young kids that are just breaking in your lineup, break them down as far as their stance and their steps. Break them down. Make sure they're doing it as good as they can do it. Okay? Then we go to a 6-step drill. Once you get them oiled up, now we're going to come off and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go right back. That's a grinder. That's a grinder doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, zone, or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pull. Okay, then come on back, get in your stance right away. And they're retracing their steps. What are you emphasizing on the pull? On the pull. Don't do this and raise up. Lean and go forward and get to your target and push off the opposite foot. Go forward. Throw the elbow, open to the target. You're emphasizing that all the time. If you want to add a 5th one, you would add a lateral set, a pass set. A lateral set, you would add to that. Okay? Okay, and, but now you've done, to me, just by emphasizing the footwork and the 2-point stance and the 3-point stance, and then working the 2-step and the 6-step drill, and just doing that over and over again, and getting them on that grid, and getting them lined up correctly and using cadence, you've incorporated, without ever hitting anybody, you've incorporated a lot of the skills that are necessary for your line to play well.